Guys, Nigeria Bar Association has declared Tinubu's state of emergency in Rivers State. They've declared it unconstitutional and illegal. Now, before we do our analysis on this, please, I want us to hear what the NBA president has to say on this. Okay, we're going to be reading it together now, please. Before we read this message has to go far. This is not me or you talking here or just one lawyer, but NBA president. Do you understand? All right. So please, before we watch this, kindly just like it so that Facebook can recommend it for the world to see. What the world need to know what is going on under Pablo Escobar. Make sure you share this, please, for your own good. You see, Barrister Deji said something this evening. The previous night said, "It not concern me, not concern me. One day go concern you. At that time, you will be alone in that concerning." Like this, and please share it. Let's read together. We'll be back at the end. All right, guys. This is from Barrister Deji's timeline. He shared the write-up written by the Nigeria Bar Association president. Okay, Barrister Alpha Mosigwe. So I want to read the write-up of Deji first. He wrote, he says, such a wonderful by NBA. But instead of people to go to school so that they won't disgrace Nigeria, they prefer to force certificate. Education is not a scam. So let's read what he shared. State of emergency in Rivers, suspension or otherwise, summary removal of a democratically elected governor and others elected officials is unconstitutional. Okay. The Nigeria Bar Association, NBA, has taken due notice of the declaration of a state of emergency in Rivers State by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, as contained in his address to the nation today, 18 March 2025. This declaration, according to the president, is due to the prevailing political tension in the state and due to the vandalization of pipeline between yesterday and today. This development has far-reaching constitutional and democratic implications, particularly in light of provisions of Section 305 of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, as amended, which governs the procedure for the proclamation of a state of emergency, and which the president purported to have relied upon. Section 305 of the Constitution indeed vests the president with the power to declare a state of emergency. This section stipulates strict conditions and procedural safeguards that must be followed to ensure that such extraordinary measures do not infringe on democratic governance and fundamental human rights. The NBA gravely concerned about the purported suspension by the president of the governor of Rivers State, the deputy governor, and the members of Rivers House of Assembly for 6 months. The 1999 Constitution does not grant the president the power to remove an elected governor, deputy governor, or members of a state legislature under the guise of a state of emergency. Rather, the Constitution provides clear proceedings for the removal of a governor and deputy governor as per Section 188. Similarly, the removal of members of the House of Assembly and the dissolution of Parliament is governed by constitutional provisions and electoral laws, none of which appear to have been adhered to in the present circumstances. Okay, a declaration of state of emergency does not automatically dissolve or suspend elected state government. The Constitution does not empower the president to unlawfully remove or replace elected officials. Such actions amount to an unconstitutional usurpation of power and a fundamental breach of Nigeria's federal structure. The NBA firmly asserts that the situation in Rivers State, though politically tense, does not meet the constitutional threshold for the removal of elected officials. For a state of emergency to be declared, Section 305 in bracket 3 of the Constitution outlines specific conditions, including 1. War or external aggression against Nigeria. 2. Imminent danger of invasion or war. 3. A breakdown of public order and safety to such an extent that ordinary legal measures are insufficient. 4. A clear danger to Nigeria's existence, occurrence of any disaster or natural calamity affecting a state or a part of it. 5. Such other public dangers that constitute a threat to federation. The NBA questions whether the political crisis in Rivers State has reached the level of a complete breakdown of law and order, warranting the removal of the governor and the administration. Political disagreement, legislative officials, or elective legislator tension do not constitute a justification for emergency rule. Such conflict should be resolved through legal and constitutional mechanisms, including the judiciary, rather than executive fiat. The purported removal of Governor Fubara, his deputy, and members of the Rivers State House of Assembly is therefore unconstitutional, unlawful, and a dangerous affront to our nation's democracy. Furthermore, subtraction in bracket 2 of section 305 provide that a proclamation issued by the president under the section shall cease to have effect. Okay. 1a, if it is not approved by a resolution of the National Assembly within 2 days, when the National Assembly is in session, or b, if the National Assembly is not in session within 10 days after it reconvenes. These provisions provide that a state of emergency declared by the president does not assume automatic validity. It requires legislative ratification within a defined timeline to remain in effect. The Nigerian Bar Association therefore emphasized that unless the National Assembly duly approves the proclamation, the declaration of a state of emergency in Rivers State remains unconstitutionally incorrect and ineffective. In light of the foregoing, the Nigerian Bar Association affirms that the president does not have the constitutional power to remove an elected governor under a state of emergency. Any such action is an unconstitutional encroachment on democratic governance and the autonomy of state government. Calls on the National Assembly to reject any unconstitutional attempt to ratify the removal of the Rivers State governor and other elected officials. The approval of a state of emergency must be based on strict constitutional grounds, not political expediency. Okay, once that the suspending elected officials under emergency rule set a dangerous precedent that undermined democracy and could be misused to unseat elected government in the future. Demands that all actions taken in Rivers State strictly conform to constitutional provisions and Nigeria's democratic norms. Encourages all stakeholders, including the judiciary, civil society, and the international community, to closely monitor the situation in Rivers State to prevent unconstitutional government and abuse of power. The NBA remains committed to upholding the Constitution, defending democratic governance, and ensuring that the rule of law prevails in Nigeria. A state of emergency is extraordinary measures that must be invoked strictly within the constitutional limit. The removal of elected officials under the pretext of emergency rule is unconstitutional and unacceptable. God bless you. We call on all relevant authority to act in accordance with the law and best interest of the country. Nigeria's democracy must be protected at all costs, and the Constitution must be upheld as the supreme legal authority in all circumstances. Mazi Afam Osigwe San, President, Nigerian Bar Association. God bless you, sir. All right, thank you so much for watching. Now, it's Tinubu who's supposed to know better. You cannot just wake up and say I'm declaring a state of emergency in a state and without it passing through due process. You know all this. So what warranted this? That's number one. Number two, even when a state of emergency is declared, it does not give the president right to remove a democratically elected governor. This is because when Jonathan did that during his tenure, when Boko Haram stuff was high, you understand? This was a stand of Tinubu. I will be bringing the video shortly. After this video, I'll bring the other review. Tinubu, that was a stand of Tinubu that does not give that, and he's doing the same thing. Are you see Nigeria? Nigeria, the country. Let me say this in pidgin English before I start trouble for Zuckerberg. Nigeria, devil don't hijack am. The person when they rule us na devil. No, it don't pass mafia level. Na devil. Okay. Now, he suspended the political actors, right? Governor Sim Fubara. What stopped him from suspending a wiki who is directly working under him? Can you see how this old man, this ancestor, lied in that broadcast? That against the implementation of the Supreme Court ruling recently, the illegal Supreme Court ruling that Governor Fubara did not obey. This man in the case. Is he deaf? Is he blind? How Sim Fubara wrote a letter to them, they refused to honor it. Sim Fubara went to their quarter to present to them. They locked him. Didn't he see all the embarrassment? He heaped all the blame on Governor Sim Fubara, but refused to call Wike to order or even pass any blame. If you listen to the broker, I upload the video before this. You can see the biasness of somebody supposed to be a father. When you see this, when you can be so corrupt in your mind, so hypocritical, you now literally go they act like Mumu, MU raised to power 2. Please like this video. If you not share it, you not do me. It means you're not a good patriot to your country. If we don't stop these shenanigans now, how can northern state Benue the black people, where Boko Haram is ravaging, state of emergency is not declared there, and it is declared, and you are keeping quiet? I don't do my own. You always to like and make sure you share. Thank you.